Imagine waking up one morning, having breakfast, heading to the market, and then, in less than 24 hours, your entire city is gone. Buried. Frozen in time, for nearly 2,000 years. That's not fiction. That's Pompeii. And what makes this story truly incredible isn't just the disaster itself, it's what was left behind. A snapshot of real human life, preserved in ash, waiting to be discovered centuries later. So today, let's go back. Back to the 24th of August 79 AD. Back to one of the most fascinating and heartbreaking days in human history. Before we get to the disaster, let's talk about the city itself, because Pompeii wasn't some small forgotten village. It was a thriving, vibrant Roman city of around 11,000 to 20,000 people. Think of it like the Miami of the ancient world. Warm weather, beautiful architecture, a booming economy, and people who really knew how to enjoy life. There were bakeries, and we know this because archaeologists actually found bread still sitting in ovens. There were restaurants called thermopolia, basically the fast food joints of ancient Rome, where you could grab a hot meal on the go. There were theaters, temples, public baths, and even a red light district. People had favorite politicians, we know because campaign graffiti was found painted on walls. They had favorite gladiators. They argued, they laughed, they fell in love. One piece of graffiti found on a wall simply read, "Gaius was here." Just like something you'd scribble in a school desk today. Pompeii was alive. Completely, beautifully alive. And right behind the city, standing tall and quiet, was Mount Vesuvius. Here's the thing, Vesuvius didn't just explode out of nowhere. It gave warnings. The problem? Nobody knew what those warnings meant. 17 years before the eruption, in 62 AD, a massive earthquake shook the region. Buildings crumbled, water supplies were damaged, and thousands fled. But Pompeii was rebuilt. Life went on. In the days leading up to August 24, 79 AD, wells started drying up. The ground trembled with small quakes. Animals were acting strangely. Dogs barking, birds going silent. But to the people of Pompeii, this was just normal. They lived near a mountain. A little shaking wasn't unusual. Nobody, not even the most educated Romans, understood that Vesuvius was a volcano. The word volcano didn't even exist yet. They thought it was just a mountain. So on the morning of August 24th, people woke up like any other day. Parents sent their kids out. Merchants opened their shops. Fishermen headed to the harbor. Nobody had any idea what was coming. Then, around 1 in the afternoon, the mountain exploded. And we're not talking about a small explosion. Vesuvius shot a column of ash, rock, and gas approximately 30 kilometers into the sky. That's higher than most commercial airplanes fly today. The Roman writer Pliny the Younger, who watched from a safe distance across the bay, described it as looking like a massive pine tree bursting into the sky. We now call this type of eruption a Plinian eruption, named after him. At first, people were confused more than terrified. Ash and pumice stones began raining down like a bizarre storm. Some grabbed pillows to protect their heads. Some ran. Some stayed, thinking it would pass. For a few hours, escape was still possible. Many did flee. Historians estimate that a large portion of the population got out in time. But many stayed. Maybe they didn't want to leave their homes. Maybe they thought they were safe indoors. Maybe they were waiting for someone. Then came the night. And everything changed. Around midnight, the eruption entered its most deadly phase. Pyroclastic flows, superheated clouds of ash, gas, and rock traveling at over 700 kilometers per hour, began surging down the mountain. There was no outrunning this. No hiding from it. It hit at temperatures of up to 300 degrees Celsius. By the early hours of August 25th, Pompeii was gone. Buried under 4 to 6 meters of ash and pumice. Completely erased from the map. In less than 24 hours, a city of thousands had been silenced. And then Pompeii just disappeared from history. For over 1,500 years, it was forgotten. Until 1748, when a group of explorers in southern Italy started digging in a field, and found something remarkable. Walls. Floors. Paintings. An entire city, perfectly preserved under the ash. But the most haunting discovery came later, in the 1860s, when archaeologist Giuseppe Fiorelli noticed hollow spaces in the ash. He had the idea to pour liquid plaster into those spaces. What came out were the shapes of people. Frozen in their final moments. A man shielding his face. A dog curled up in fear. A family huddled together. These aren't statues. These are real people. And seeing them is one of the most powerful and emotional experiences in all of archaeology. Today, Pompeii is one of the most visited archaeological sites in the world. Every year, millions of people walk through those same streets, past those same bakeries, past that same graffiti. What makes Pompeii so powerful isn't just the disaster, it's the humanity in it. The bread in the oven. The graffiti on the wall. The family that stayed together until the end. These were real people, living real lives, with no idea they were about to become history. And in a strange way, the very thing that destroyed them, that ash, that catastrophe, is what kept them alive for us to find, 2,000 years later. Pompeii wasn't just frozen in time. It was preserved as a gift. A reminder that history isn't just kings and wars and dates, it's people. Just like you and me. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to subscribe to Nova Knowledge, because there are so many more incredible stories waiting to be told. I'll see you in the next one. Volcano.